All right, so I'm back. Sorry, guys, but my connection is somewhat not doing the most right now. It's doing the most. Like, it's not, I don't know. But hopefully you guys can hear me better. But right now, this connection, I don't know what's going on. But it's probably so much in and outs going on. Hopefully you guys can hear me properly, but I don't know, whatever. So bear with me with this connection that we have going on, because we have this coronavirus going on. It's probably corona in my connection. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know if the connection is saying that we quarantining too, but it's just not. It's not. But anyway, yeah. So let me continue. So yeah, this is back to Tricia and relationships. So let's go back. So where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah. So it was just like, I was just like, what? Wait, let me go back, because I'm not sure if you guys know what I was talking about the last part. So yeah, so I got the message, and I didn't really, because all right. So the things I was going around asking a lot of people questions. So I was asking like my coworkers, like older people. So it was like, they was like, oh well, and I was supposed to go out there. So because I kept pushing back, like I had a vacation that was supposed to go in October, and I couldn't go because I had to train. So I was like, okay, let me wait, let me make some, some money, and then I'm gonna go. So when I got into the new position, I was at my job. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna schedule this time. So he was like, oh, I want to see you. I was like, yeah, I want to see you too. So I scheduled it, but I didn't know this was gonna happen. But anyway, so one of my managers was like, oh, you should go. You should go, and you guys have a face-to-face communication, because what is said over the phone or whatever is said in messages don't actually mean what is said. But if it is what it is said, it is probably you have like a more better like understanding what's going on. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. But then my mom was like so worried about me traveling and whatever because of coronavirus. But so I didn't end up going anymore. So I had to canceled my trip, and I was telling him about it. That's before like we wasn't like how we is right now. But I was telling him about it. He was like, he agreed. He was like, oh, don't stay over there. I'd rather you stay safe. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go. So I canceled the flight and whatever. They gave me a credit, so I can use it anytime. But I mean, at this point, like I felt like I should have just still went. Like I still went. I should have just still go. Like I should have went. Do I think it was gonna help? Like if I was gonna, maybe I'll get a better understanding. But do I feel like it was gonna help my relationship? I don't know. But I mean, it's been a long time since I have been on there, so I know people tend to get lonely. So I don't, to be honest, I don't know, because like every time we get into something, like he don't really tell me stuff. Like I will have to like kind of pull it like out of him, like kind of pull it, like pull it. So so he was just like, oh, how I'm just trying to focus on getting myself together, so I'm taking a step back. So whatever, yeah. I mean, I read the messages, but it's not important. I'll just make a little short, thing of it. So like I'll summarize that a little bit. So I was like, okay. He's like, oh, I just need to like focus on stuff. I'm learning stuff at his job, whatever. But his career, because it's actually his career, because it's like a business that they own and stuff like that. Him and his father, they work together or whatever. So yeah. So I was just like, okay. Before I didn't understand it, but then now, like when I talked to him on the phone and I got everything he said, I was like, okay, I understand it. But then so I'm like, okay, yeah. But then, you know what it started seeming to me is like, oh, did he just tell me that because it's just something I wanted to hear? Because he just started hanging out with it was this friend. I don't know when he met him, but it felt like he met him like last year, and he'd do the most, like everything, whatever, with him. So I was like, because like every time like I would talk to him, he going out. So I don't mind him going out or whatever. But it's just the fact that I want you to like contact me, you call me and stuff like that. So before you was doing that, but now it's like it's just stopped. So I was like, okay, so whatever. So then after it just came to that. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So I To me, I speak to other people, or I spoke to other people about it. It's like, oh, maybe he's interested in somebody else. So I was like, I don't want to think that, because you don't want people to put that in your head, because then you start thinking other stuff. But I don't know. You just gotta see for yourself. But you gotta see for yourself. They say anything that happens in the dark comes out in the light. So I'm just gonna wait for that. It's still proven stuff, but I'm gonna tell you this. So yeah, so it was one day. So we're like, we wasn't talk. We talk text, only to text, because that's the only way he want to communicate with me. He don't want to call me and whatever. And then he called me one on FaceTime or whatever when he feels like he wants to call. I guess I don't know, but I was like, you know what? Because when I was doing all the calling and stuff, and then he would be like, "Oh, I'll call you back. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm this." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So I'm not gonna. I was like, "No, I don't know." So I was like, "You know what? No, I'm not gonna give up." So I just kept calling like it was regular, like how I'm calling him. I'll harass him. But anyway, but I stopped like trying to call him and stuff, because I was like, it's not going nowhere. So, and he did say like, and later on in the future, if you want to be together. So I was like. So basically, I was like, I can't blame him, because I basically said it because I was mad of one thing. But if that's what he wanted to do, that's what he wanted to do. So I'll just leave it alone. But yeah. So I mean, he do text me. I do text him back, and I text him there, and he texts me, whatever. Because before I was just texting him. But now I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna really text that much, because they said if it was meant to be, it would be meant to be. I think that's how it go. Whatever, however it go. It's another way to go, but I don't think it's that way. But I'm just gonna say it. If it was meant to be, it's meant to be. So, well, if it was meant to be, it will come back. That's what it's really saying. But I don't know about that. So I'm gonna say if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So whatever, we're gonna leave it that way. So yeah. So I talked to him and Aaron there through text, and then it's just what it is. Like what bothers me is just that, oh, they good. But then they know something is up. So they continue asking you, oh, where's this person? I didn't hear from this person. I didn't know this. Like, blah, 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 all that. So it's like, you can't be serious right now. It had like a point when my mama had told me, like, oh, what's wrong with you? I couldn't even say nothing, because I was so, like, I was so emotional, so hurt. Like, I started crying. Like, nothing even come. Like, it was so, like, if you have here on tape, you probably have been dying. Like, what the heck is wrong with this girl? Like, she just had a meltdown for no reason. But it was a reason. But it's just that, because I didn't tell my mom nothing. So she was just like, what's wrong with you? So I was like, nothing. Oh, it was nothing. And then, no, nothing. Something is wrong with you. So I'm like, okay, nothing. She was like, okay, you don't want to tell me. So she was like, so she said, well, I don't know what to call him at this moment. So I'm just going to call him ex-boyfriend, because of the fact that we're kind of not together right now. So yeah. So my ex-boyfriend, right? I'm going to just call him Last. So Last, let's stick with Last. So Last, right? So it was like, oh, no. So I was like, she was like, what happened to him, right? She's like, call him for me. I was like, no. So she was like, oh, it's something with work? I was like, no. She was like, so what is it? I was like, nothing. She was like, call him. I was like, no, I don't want to call him. I don't want to call him, because I'm like, because it had a time when I was like, he was explaining something to me, and I was like, oh, let me go to my mom and ask her if this makes sense. So he got mad and hang up the phone on me. He's like, I'm not doing this. And then he was like, oh, I'm not doing this. And then he just hang up. So I was like, oh, okay. So, well, I can't even ask my mother. So I was like, I think at this point, I think he doesn't want me to like talk about it or whatever, get advice. But I mean, I have to get advice, because like I'm me. Like, I don't have anybody. I don't have a friend. I don't have nobody to really talk to. So what do you want me to do? And then like you have friends that, if you do have a friend, you talk to that friend, you tell a friend about that, and the friends give you the wrong advice, and then what happened? Your relationship or whatever you in go left. So it don't even make any sense to even talk to a friend. because I was doing that before. Like a long time ago before I was when our relationships had started. Like when our first break, I had a friend and I was telling her about it, but so it's not good to compare, but we did compare kind of. So she was kind of comparing both of them, and she just didn't. She just felt like I shouldn't talk to him no more. But I was like, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna go with what I know, who I love, and who I been in a relationship a long time with. I'm not gonna just throw away a relationship where I've been with like years into a relationship and then go and start fresh. But I mean, at this point, it's like, did I do the wrong thing? Like, did I pick the wrong thing? Like, should I just have listened to her? Because when we talked about the whole situation and whatever, she didn't like what he was like. She didn't like what he was doing. Like, she didn't like his like the answers he gave. Like, she didn't like how he just went MIA and came back. Like, she didn't like that. So I was just like, I mean, it's my relationship. I gotta pick, you know. So I was like, I'm not gonna go pick somebody new. I'm gonna just give him a chance. So because I'm a person about giving chances, so give him a chance or whatever. And now I'm less like this with no friends and no relationship into something. But anyway, yeah, let me continue. Um, but yeah, so basically I have my family, so that's a good thing. So yeah, so it's kind of so like when I talk to like people be like, oh, you need to get your mind off of stuff or whatever like that, and I'll be like, yeah, no. But what are we gonna do? Like, I can't get my mind. I can't go outside and hang out. I can't go party. Like, I can't be like, oh, let's go outside for some drinks. I can't do nothing like that because you know why? We're on lockdown. So basically, I'm going through a relationship, but I'm going through a breakup during a pandemic crisis where we're on lockdown. So therefore, if anybody can say that I am not hurt, I am hurt. But now I'm kind of feel like I'm better because I'm like actually like my mind is I'm doing stuff, like I'm talking, like I go like I talk to people and whatever. But it's just like these people I'll be wondering like they'd be like, oh, are you in a relationship? I said, it's complicated. So those would be like people like, oh, they want to get to know me or like they're interested in me, whatever the case is. But do I want to be in a relationship again? No. It's really really stressful. It's really draining. So right about now, like right now, I like every night, every day, I thank God for waking me up. I thank God for everything. I thank God for my family. I thank God for everything He done for me in the past. I asked Him to give me health and strength and all that extra stuff. I asked Him to. I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's just me of the person I am because maybe I can be somebody that is very extra. That's very maybe like um I'm always complaining. Okay, so now I'm gonna get to that. Let's talk about the complaining part. So yeah. So after that, all that stuff. So we don't talk on the phone. We just text, right? So one day he put something up, but then I see a girl dancing right in front of him. So now I'm like, wait. So I go on because it was posted two places. It was posted on Instagram and posted on Snapchat. So I recorded it and I screenshot it to have it there, right? And I'm like, so your family members or whatever, people that have him or whatever, gonna hit you up, right? They're gonna be like, wait, what is this? Like, so at this point, I don't know what to tell them because I didn't really tell nobody that we broke up. I just kind of like only like maybe my sister, my older sister. That's it. And then I told my mom recently, but I didn't tell her detail. I just told her a little piece of it, and then my brother. That's it. But when I seen that, I was just like, Oh, so maybe you just want to have fun and you're not really ready, like you ready not ready for a relationship, because he did say that when he met me he wasn't really looking for a relationship or whatever, and I didn't know that until when we got to this point when he told me that. So I was like, okay. So I was like, basically, so 5 years, almost 5 years, was basically a waste of a time, I guess. I guess I was just somebody for you to hang out with or whatever the case is. I don't know what it is, but so I did tell my brother, and my brother was like, oh, well, I didn't tell him, but well, he know a little bit, but because I try to get an understanding, because he's a Taurus too, and I kind of do the sign thing, which I shouldn't be doing it, but mm, I don't know, because I kind of just was like, my brother said that he needs his space, his time, whatever. Don't really call him and like just text him, whatever. And then my sister said something, but just like, um, I was like, the way I see what's going on, I was like, I feel like he probably just don't want to be with me no more. It's just that he just want to have fun, and I get that, and people want to have fun, but like, I feel like we shouldn't have, because you said you claim that you feeling this way for a long time. That's when we talked on the phone. So I feel like if you did feel that way, you should just let me know, like from way before. And I mean, I don't want to be on here like bashing or like saying anything, like but and this is the recent one, and it actually broke. When I tell you it, when I'm telling you that it broke me, it was like a nail and a hammer, like right there. And I didn't feel that from my until my last relationship, from like the when I was with the Virgo guy. I didn't feel that until then. But this one was like a kick in the face, and I was just like, and do I wish like we can like something can handle like happen, like we can rekindle it? Yeah, I do. But do I do I have doubts that it may? Yeah, like I do have doubts, because I don't know. I don't know, because maybe he just don't want to be in a relationship with me. Maybe he just want to just, I don't know. I don't know. So I just leave it how it is. I mean, I am broken. It had like a couple of weeks ago, I was like really like I can't even talk no more, because if I go like when I go back and talk about that, when I talk about that week, I probably might cry. Like I don't want to cry on here, because I'm not about to show you guys that I'm about to break down and cry, but I am going to tell you that I feel like I didn't know myself no more. Like it was just like a piece just left. And I cried. Like I literally cried. I cried every day. Like I didn't even, it was to the point where I think I was gonna run out of tears because I was crying. Like I walk over there, something remind me, I cry. I go here, I cry. I go here, I cry. I lay down, I can't stop thinking, I cry. Then you have social media that brings up all these memories, and all the memories is only with you and him. Cry. So I'm just like, you know what? I gotta get my mind my mind right. I have to get my mind right. And then my mom, she came to my room one day, and I had locked the door. I had locked my door, but it was because I was getting I always just getting asked about him, so I just wanted to lock my room door. And then my little nephew, he just kept peeking. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. So and I kind of like let myself stay in the room for like a while. And then I was just like, so it took me like a while to like kind of really process everything, like a couple of weeks to process everything. Right now, I can't say that I'm fully back to me, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So I was like, I don't know. I'm just giving him give him his little time, whatever, his time, whatever, and all that. But I mean, it could have hope. It could not have hope. It's I don't know. To me, it's not even up to me anymore. It's up to him. So it's either he wants to talk to me or he don't want to talk to me no more. So it's just up to him. So right now we on. So that was the first break. That one was the first breakup, and this one be the second one. So I usually give people 2 to 3 chances. So let's see. And that's a lot of chances. People say that's a lot of chance. You only give them one. They only need one chance. No, I feel like the relationships, like people go through problems and issues, but it's only you guys to better your your relationship and fix what issues happen. So any issue that you have, fix it. So I'm gonna give you guys some advice, which I shouldn't be, but I'm gonna give you anyway because as you can see, I'm like in a mess right now. But I'm gonna tell you guys: one, listen to your partner. Two, don't bother them. Three, um, always tell them that you love them and how much you care about them um because if you don't, you might just lose them. Tell them that you care about them. Tell them every day how they make you feel. Maybe not every day. You could tell them once in the blue, like, tell them how much of a great person they are. Like, just tell them a lot of stuff. Like, tell them stuff that you mean from the bottom of the heart. What makes you different? I done see relationships like people be together and they just argue, 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 argue. But I'm gonna tell you that's not healthy. Don't argue with them all the time. Don't argue with them. If you have an argument, okay, maybe you don't want to talk today, but tomorrow you guys could start fresh. So don't make because I did post something on my Instagram and it says, I'm gonna read it to you guys. So it says a good relationship is when yesterday's fight doesn't ruin today's communication. And that's a true statement because you don't want yesterday's fight or argument or whatever it is to mess up your relationship because at the end of the day, you would never know how you feel until that person leaves. And another thing I'm gonna tell you about is that do not end friendships with people if whether it's a boy, whether it's a girl, if you're a female and you have boyfriends, not like boyfriends like guys you talk to, just friends in general, or you have girlfriends. The guys, it goes to the same thing. If you have a guy friend or you have a girlfriend, do not end relationships because of that friend. Maybe you could just be like you could kind of balance it out with your relationship, but don't do it because at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you this: when you stop being friends with people, you don't notice it until like after you get out of a relationship because then you're like, oh, I don't have that person no more. And that kind of is like my best friend, but I had to have to cut it off anyway because she was doing much. She's doing too much. But it's not like I couldn't be friends with her still, but it's just like if I was friends with her, I had to move a different way. But yeah, I don't think I could have been close like that because I feel like I don't know, it's just something with that last relationship and her. It was not sitting well. So yeah. But anyway, like if you have other friends, like as friends like that's close with like your partner, your relationship, the person that you're in a relationship with, do not just leave them there. Like try to communicate with your friends and communicate with your partner when you're in a relationship because that could hurt you a lot because then you don't have nobody to talk to besides, well, you have family members, but you don't really want to tell family members too much because then they start looking at the person in a different way. And it kind of hurt the relationship because then that person's kind of scared to come back. But I mean, if you're like me and you explain to them what happened and whatever the case, and then you give them like an understanding of what's going on, you could possibly, they wouldn't really matter. They understand. So as long as they understand and they're on the same page, go ahead. But don't just tell them the wrongs. Just tell them everything. Thank you, Dallas. So yes, that's just I'm gonna tell you that. And so far, like, maybe I don't communicate with my family, but I don't really want to tell so much, which they probably already seen this already, so they already know what's going on. But I don't really want to communicate because I didn't want nobody thinking like, oh, well, oh, her relationship, this and that, and this happened, and whatever. And, um, oh, I can't believe he did that, whatever. And then all of a sudden, that's something like your relationship start working again. And then after that, like, oh, they see you with the person and they're like, oh, wait, but I thought you, nah. So I just recommend don't really tell. You could tell some, but don't tell too much of what's going on. So right now, they probably seen everything that's going on because they're gonna see this later, or maybe if they watch it, but they're probably gonna see this later. They're like, "Oh, we didn't know this," but yeah, I'll tell you that. Don't really tell much of what's going on. You could just tell them that, "Oh, you guys on a break," or whatever the case is, because at the end of the day, you never know if you and the person gonna get back together. Number one. So I'm gonna tell you guys now because I know you guys probably like what's going on with me right now. So yeah, I do talk to him here and there. Um, and of course my mom and them, they still ask me like, oh, how come I don't hear him? Why how I don't hear you guys always talk on the phone? My mom even asked me the other day. She was like, oh, did you talk to him? How him and you and him going? And I'm like, we're okay. So why I don't hear him on the phone and stuff like that? It's like he don't want to talk. He don't want to talk on the phone. He just want to text. That's what I tell her. She was like, that's strange. I was like, yeah. And that's it. Like, I got to leave things to how it is. It is what it is. So I can't fix it. Like, I can't be like, oh, you need to call me. Like, no. Leave it how it is. If he wants to just text. I don't know. Maybe people communicate differently. Maybe people just need space. Maybe people just they want to really talk to you right now. Like, maybe they just don't want to talk to you at all. Maybe they're interested in somebody else. Maybe they see somebody they like. Maybe they just want to be alone, and then probably when they get their mind right, they probably be like, okay, maybe I think we should just be back together. Maybe I just needed some time. You don't know. You don't know. So, and I think one thing I'm gonna say it: don't assume. Don't assume anything. Don't assume anything, because when you start assuming stuff, that kind of messes with your mind, because then your mind is all over the place, and you don't want that to happen, because that's how I was. My mind is all over the place. So I'm like, okay, oh, well, you seeing somebody, or is somebody in the picture, or just like, I'm to the point where I just left it alone. Like, you know what? If he wants to talk to me, then I can't make the relationship happen. The relationship gonna happen generally. You gotta let the relationship happen generally. So I'm gonna tell you that. So if you arguing and if you fighting a lot, make sure. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you one thing. So did you guys ever see the Tyler Perry movie? I think I'm not sure if it's Why Did I Get Married? Is it that one? So you remember they have forgot her name. I think her name is Patricia, Patty, whatever, something. So she told each and everyone after the trip that everybody relationship was left. So after the trip, she told everybody to write down the good and write down the bad, right? So I'm gonna tell you guys this: if you haven't did that and you in a relationship, or you married or whatever, write down every single good and write down every single bad. And most likely, I'm gonna tell you this one thing is that the good may weigh out the bad. If the bad weigh out the good, then a person gotta go. But I'm the good may. You can submit. No, I don't. I came and bring it home. Oh, I'll say some rice. Huh? I'll take some rice. Oh. So yeah, don't when you write down on the paper, the good may weigh over the bad, or the bad may weigh out the good. Thank you. You want ranch? Mm-mm. Thank you. Oh. So the good may weigh out the bad, or the bad may weigh out the good. So just re-evaluate your relationship, your situation, because that can really work. Because you may not think of it now, but when you write down on that paper, you're gonna see like, okay, well, we do have issues, but then they might work later on, because at the end of the day, it's just a better understanding. It's like it challenges you to understand what the person, how the person may feel about in the relationship. You may not see that you hurt in a relationship, but you maybe are. I feel like me, I don't want to, because they've I did talk to one of my coworkers, and he said don't blame yourself. I didn't tell you this to blame yourself, but I'm gonna tell you this. I felt like, because he said if it's only me that was stopping myself from going, and I feel like that was a true statement, because I could have been like there. I could have been there. I could have been talking to him. I could have been communicating. Our life could have been different. Who knows? We probably would have been different. Like, when I tell you different, we could have been different. Being that couple, we could have been that couple that you see like on social media, having videos together, going like exploring the world. But I'm gonna tell you that what I started feeling is that I feel like I played a part in the relationship where I kind of messed up, is because I was focusing more on me making money, which I'm not telling you that you shouldn't make money, but you should have some kind of way that you can. So I mean, I just felt like when I was going to work and I couldn't take breaks and whatever, is that I just felt like, well, I was doing this from the beginning of the relationship. I was going back and forth. It's not like you wasn't doing it too, but you was doing it. I was doing this more than you. So I just feel like if I had took more breaks, maybe our relationship wouldn't be as where it's at. But I'm gonna tell you that don't blame yourself either. What is meant to be will be meant to be. And then, you know what? I'm just gonna stop it right here, because I know I'm probably just chatting, and you guys probably getting tired of me. But yeah, so I'm gonna tell you that work on y'all relationship, because you guys don't want it to end, because it could really hurt you and it could really break you, and you can go into a deep depression, because I did go into a deep depression, and I'm gonna tell you this one, I actually did go into a deep depression. And I'm happy that I didn't have to go to see any mental health person, because I took mental health before, so I know how it is. So I can probably bring myself back. But even though I could be still hurting, but I would bring myself back. It's more other stuff. Like my mom did say, it's more other stuff to be focused on it that's going on in the world than to be focused on that one thing. So I'm gonna tell you this: if you guys need advice, or you need anything to talk about, you guys can call me, or you guys could comment me on YouTube. I'll try to reach out to you and tell you like what's going on. I'll have a conversation with you. I can make another video, whatever helps. But I'm here. So if you need somebody to talk to, I did learn a lot about mental health and all that extra stuff. So I could probably be somebody to talk to, whatever. I could tell you something that happened to me that's similar, and then we probably could talk about it, and then you probably be like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. So yeah. So if you guys need anybody to talk to, and then I'm gonna tell you this. So if you guys don't want to talk to anybody, one way I'm gonna tell you what works is try to get your mind off of stuff. So try to exercise, yoga, which is kind of like exercising, meditating. If you have like shows that you like to watch the shows, listen to music. You can listen to your little hype music, but you can listen to like soothing music, like maybe jazz. Like all that can help. Um, Hit up people, like maybe close coworkers. If you have friends, you can hit up your friends and talk to them or whatever. Um, just try to get your mind. Don't bring up the person, because just try to get your mind off of it, because once you get your mind off of them, it makes it better for you. So I'm not saying that you don't hit up the person, don't call them or whatever. Maybe you don't have to hit them up, but if they do reach out to you, don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna just be petty, and I'm not gonna call them. I'm not gonna text back or whatever. Just just communicate. That's the biggest part of relationships, is communicate. So just communicate. Um, because you never know why. this person came into your life for. So it's just like processes and steps. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah. So exercising, yoga, listen to some music, talk to family, talk to friends, whatever. I probably may not be talking to my family as much, but um I love you guys. If you guys is watching or you guys gonna watch later, I love you guys either way. But I just had to like figure out what I'm going through right now. So um and better myself. So think about what you want to do in the future. If you have a goal and where you see yourself, like think about that. Read books. Like, hey, I got this. I got this book. Um, yeah, watch videos. If you like dancing, dance. If you have like social media accounts or whatever like that, talk to people. You know, um, yeah, and that's about it. So, see you guys. Thank you for watching. You guys can subscribe as well too. All right, bye.